Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to Joe's Garage for another episode of Subaru Saturday. In today's video, we're finally able to work on the car outside, and it is extremely nice to be out in the daylight, working around the car without being on the lift. Today, we're gonna be stripping the rest of the engine bay clean of all the parts under the hood so that we can start sandblasting. And if you could just tell by looking at it from behind me, we're already getting some of that done. So without talking too much, guys, let's just jump right into today's video. So about a month back, before I stopped working on the Subaru, I was peeling a lot of the engine bay, and I do have some video where I'm gonna have to show you guys. I already have removed half of the wiring harness, and it's stretched out from around the radiator core support up over to this ABS sensor here. Really, it wasn't anything complicated, but I did have to remove some stuff. I have the airbag wire down because we're gonna start peeling this and we're gonna sandblast this today. And this is really what we're going for in today's video, is to clean up as much of this engine bay as possible. Pretty much, we just want to have the most metal exposed, so when I'm sandblasting, we can really hit all the spots that need it. I'm gonna start knocking all of this down in here, and then we're gonna be going ahead and priming this and getting it prepped for paint. And that's our first step on sandblasting. This one right here, if I'm able to do it by hand, we'll find out. Nice. But so I'll just take this and set it aside. Then this comes out just like so. We can go. We do have this little bracket down here. I want to see if it'll come free. I've never had this bracket removed. Okay, that's terrible. It broke right away, and that's exactly what we didn't want to happen. Yep, now that's broken, and we can move this bracket. While I'm working on the passenger side, I do have this ground wire that goes into the frame, and I'm super curious if this one's gonna break or if this one will come out. So what I'm going to do is move to the outside of the car and see if I'm able to get this electrical harness loose. Now that we have a little bit of the connections undone, maybe we can get this harness from this side underneath all the way wrapped over to here, because I believe it runs to this side, and that's how it's going to be ultimately detached. This is the farthest run of the wiring harness. So I do have this one to remove right here. Go ahead and get that pulled. Now there is a suspicious wire. This is not OEM. It goes to this clip here with a butt connector, and I'm not sure what the clip is for, but it runs to this side of the harness that plugs into the ABS. So I'm guessing it is like a power ran for the ABS wire, or it's a bypass. I have no clue. It looks like a pry right here, and once this pries back, you can see that the wire will just come right off. Very nice. So this is that wire I was telling you guys I'm not sure about. We're gonna go ahead and cut it, and I can always fix it again later, but in order for me to string this thing out the way it needs to be, I had to have that detached. Now we're able to feed the wires out through this side of the frame. This wire here actually goes all the way from here down under this intake all the way to this right here. You can see this is that wire, so we have to get that off, get it all the way snaked out from here, snake this piece of wiring out, and you can see this is that little wire I just cut. We're gonna get this out and then wrapped around the front. Wow. You can see the hole that I'm bringing these wires through, just like that. Now I'm able to bring these wires down this way. Okay, this wire out of here. And move it out this way. Here we go. Cut the zip tie. Right here all needs to be pulled from the driver's side. Right now we're just gonna go ahead and set that on the car and tuck it away. Okay guys, so before I go ahead and pull this off, I'll show you where it wraps underneath the unibody or the frame, the body of the car. I have it tucked over like this. It comes underneath up here like so. You've got your lights for your headlights through here, all these clips, and then this runs into the main fuse relay right here. So we have to find out how it disconnects from the main fuse relay to get this separated. On newer cars, underneath the main fuse relay box, just like that ABS wire we disconnected, there's sometimes a slide and disconnect type style connector. So once we get it this far, it's time to start ripping out the interior, but it'll be out of our way so we can start doing more stuff in the engine bay and not have to worry about this electrical. We also have to get some of the other side of the main fuse relay box off in here, which we're gonna get to that when I get this freed up on this side. This one's already pretty much down. It needs to go under the frame, and that's a major part of the wiring harness. I hope that nothing's damaged when we go to work with it. A lot of this is just untangling where it went and trying to get it out nice and neatly. Oh, there's a clip here. Cool, that's good. Just getting a little worried. Nice. We'll just clip this back together and I'll remember. Oh, we got a ground wire we gotta get. Nice. Okay, there goes this wire. All right, now we have to get the main fuse box disconnected here. So we're just gonna go ahead and see what we got. A couple clips on each side. It'll reveal underneath the main fuse box. Oh yeah, we got just clips galore. Get these one by one. Nice, they're really easy to disconnect. A little pry. Sweet. There we go. There's our main fuse box. Oh boy. That's a lot. Fit through this hole. Alright, there we go. We got 1, 2, 3. We had to remove those to get it out. It's okay. Pretty corroded. Wonder if they were any good. Alright. Then we have a few big wires to get out. And voila, just take a look at this wiring harness. Let me just show you guys. If that doesn't look like a pain in the butt right there, I don't know what is to you, because that is just such a messy wiring harness. It's old and brittle. I hope nothing got damaged, but I wanted to get it out of our way. What we're gonna do is just kind of sit aside. I might rope it around the frame or something, but for right now I can just sit, just kind of like get it out of our way here. Imagine finding one broken wire on that whole thing. Okay, so now that wiring harness is gone. We've got this one, which I'm gonna just tie up. We're gonna get it detached over here, and then we're gonna remove anything we can from this engine bay, and we're pretty close. suspension, anything you could think of. A major learning curve. Back at the footage, and that'll tell me everything. All right, there's the last wire from that harness. Would you believe that? It actually came off. Nice. Very good. Drop that down. There we go. One more of those. Maybe we can get down. That one came off really easy. Wiper machine. All right. See if I can. Oh, yep. All right, there we go. Cool. Wow, that's annoying. Are you serious, bruh? 2 in a row? Oh, I forgot. It's hooked to the clutch inside, isn't it? I guess we're gonna have to get to the interior. At least we have that disconnected and everything. Let's see if we can break these other lines free now. This is gonna be the first time I try with this brake master cylinder. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's see if we get this one here. Oh, I love it when a brake line comes free. Okay, let's just go ahead and try and crack all these lines while I'm doing it. I think I'm just bending the line actually. Yeah, that's not good. Oh yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I think I broke that one right off the rip. I can't tell. Let's go for this. I cannot tell. Oh well, look at that. It came right out. That means there's hope for these other ones. We got these last two, and I know this one's a little bit rounded out. All right, here we go. Might have to let these soak overnight. So I can't break this one free today. We're gonna leave it soaking overnight and come back tomorrow and see if we're able to break these, because I will be finishing this job up tomorrow. Let's go ahead and continue working on some other lines. Oh. nice. These lines are coming apart. Got it. Wow, that's amazing. Every single line came free. You could work on a new car and not have that luck. Oh my God, the battery, man. Okay, we could just go ahead and take this off right now. Okay, so the ABS module has been soaking overnight with the JB80, and we're going to be attempting to do the exact same thing we did yesterday, which is break free these lines. The difference is I do have it zip tied this time, so there's no flex. But let's go ahead and see if it's soaking overnight made a difference. I'm guessing these are going to come free. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It doesn't get better than that. JB80 is the best. All right, let's go for number 2. See if we get this one now. Oh yeah. Boom, baby. All out. Look, I'm not kidding you when I say this. I am always amazed by this car. Yes, it's extremely rusty, but it's a 98. It's literally 26 years old. And some of the brake lines on new cars, I'm talking like 2008s, 10s, 11s, 12s, I've had trouble breaking those brake fittings on brand new cars. I mean, it's just crazy that just with a little bit of penetrant, some force, these things all broke free and came loose. This car never ceases to amaze me, and I'm just so excited to finally be getting here. To this point, literally, we're flying, and we're gonna make this engine bay look as clean as we can, continue to just fix the rust so we can get this thing back together and get it on the road. It's September like 5th today, so I'm thinking January is a serious possibility. Thank you everybody for sticking in there. Make sure to give me a thumbs up on this video if you're enjoying it. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm gonna have this car done, like I said, and by the time this car is done, I'm hoping maybe we could be at around 5,000 subscribers. That'd be truly amazing. Thank you guys for sticking in there with me, and let's just continue to get this engine bay stripped out and nice and clean. All right, I think our ABS module comes right out. Check that out, guys. Boom, we're making big progression because this thing was probably one of the rustier pieces in the engine bay. Let's go ahead and set this aside. Didn't see that sneaky little ground wire there. But now we can pull this, and I believe these are the battery cables. Now this whole wire braid, and yeah, this is for the, we've got a ground for, this goes on the transmission, bell housing, this goes on the starter, it's a ground. And then here's your positive and negative cable, and I think I'll probably replace this to get a really clean one, or I'll just clean it up myself. I'm trying to keep this as affordable as I can. If you guys know me, I'm super cheap. So far, the project's only cost about $100. So believe it or not, there's not much else to pull from under this engine bay. I do need to mask some things off because there's a couple holes I'm gonna block with some tape. Other than that, I think we're pretty much ready to start sandblasting this thing, and I'll give you guys a quick little look. I've got pretty much everything peeled off, whatever you wanna call this section of the car. I'm not sure, you guys can fill me in on that. The radiator core support's opened up. We're gonna be sandblasting this as highly as we can because you guys know I have a radiator core support to weld in. I cut that out earlier in a video. I'll show you guys that. I never showed you that when I did it because I was going under to build the rack and it kept bumping me. I gotta clean that up so we can weld that in. There's some rust here that I need to knock down, and we're literally gonna be knocking all of this down, like as much as we can. All we have to do at this point is just mask everything off, so without wasting too much time talking, let's keep on working and see what we can get done. I'm gonna go ahead and rip that engine cowl out. We'll go from there. So this is really great. Something that I wasn't paying attention to is that we can actually, sorry, the shadow's terrible there. We can actually pull these two clips from inside the wheel well, okay? And some of these won't come off, but I can get the brake lines out, and we're actually able, because this is all on the front. The two that run to the back are these two right here. They run into the firewall, so we'll mask these off like we're gonna do with the fuel lines. But the rest of these brake lines in the front, other than what's holding them in the wheel well, which we're about to take that off too, these will all come right out, I guess. So that actually gives me a little easier access to, one, sandblast everything, two, to be able to recreate these lines outside of the car rather than me trying to make these bends and replicate this while it's attached. I'll just have them pulled and do it outside the car, make all the bends, and I think that might be a lot easier. So that's what we're gonna do really quick. We're gonna go ahead and pull all these brake lines that we can off. Really, we are nearly like an inch away from being completely stripped in the engine bay. And that was the goal, to start sandblasting. So let's just get these brake lines out of here. Here we go. There we go. Now that is sick. That's really good that this all just came right out. Check it out. All right, so now I'm gonna actually remove any little pieces that aren't really important for you guys to see and mask off the entire thing in the time warp. Then we're gonna be sandblasting this engine bay. I'm super excited to see how it's gonna come out. I don't wanna wait any longer. Let's just get right to work. All right, so this is it, guys. Take a look. I just have the cowl and the windshield slightly masked off, covered all the holes in there so nothing gets in there. By nothing, I mean the sand. We did cover up the wires with some Walgreens plastic bags and taped them off so the abrasive doesn't get in there. The heater core I capped. The hole for the master cylinder and brake booster I definitely capped because I don't want the extra dust in the car. Everything is pretty much ready to go under the hood. I also have this, I want to say, I do have the main harness bagged and sealed. Just dust won't really be getting that the whole time. I might even double bag it really quick just to be careful, but I just didn't want sand in all of the places it didn't belong. So now we're gonna set up my sandblaster. I have a brand new bag of abrasive, 50 pounds. We're gonna see how much we go through just doing this engine bay. It's like kind of like a test, and we gotta do all of this. We're gonna hit here, all the engine bay. We're just gonna go for it because we have a lot of area to cover in this short period of time. We want to hit over here, we want to hit the other side, we got to hit this radiator core support so we can get that prep to weld the new one back in, and everything's pretty much ready to go. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into sandblasting. I'm going to go ahead, set up the blaster, and then get to work. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video, but that's all we have time for. Unfortunately, I have other work that I need to get to before I can wrap up the rest of sandblasting this engine bay. We got about, I'd say, 50% done, and just because the video seems like I did that quickly, I'm telling you, this takes forever. Sometimes the gun will jam, the sand gets clogged, I don't know, 1,000 things go on where this just takes forever and it's very meticulous. And I know that I didn't really need to strip all of the paint down. I just wanted to do that because we're gonna reprime everything in an enamel, and underneath some of the paint and primer, there's actually some rust that's not showing until you actually start stripping it back. So I'm okay that we actually stripped it all down, and I'm gonna get the entire engine bay completely stripped down before I go ahead and coat it. Now, I'm gonna have to do that before next week's video, because if I leave this bare metal exposed, it'll start to rust. The surface rust will start to show. If you wanna see the finished results, you're gonna just have to wait until next week's video, because I'll finish it up, wrap it up really quick in the beginning of next week's video, and then I'll probably start to prime it, and that's probably how we're gonna open up next Subaru Saturday. So if you're interested in seeing how this comes out completely, make sure to stay tuned until next week, because you know we are just almost there. It took a little more time to strip this clean and start sandblasting than I expected. I've put in a lot of work to the car this week, but like I said, just not able to get it done. So if you're interested in seeing it finished, you gotta stay tuned until next week. But that's all for today's Subaru Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that red button and join the family. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next weekend for another Subaru Saturday. Peace out.